My name is Trinda Sparrow, and I live in Canada. And as for my family history, both my parents were born here, one in Alberta, one in Manitoba, but their parents weren't all born here. But my grandparents, their parents, weren't all born here. My dad's mom was born in England, but immigrated to Canada as a baby. My dad's dad was born in McGregor, Manitoba, and my mom's dad was born in the side of Germany that turned into East Germany. His father was a nurse while being a deacon in the German Lutheran Church, but was drafted into the Red Cross when World War II started. At the age of 18, my Opa lied to the guards, lying to the guards that were guarding the gate from East Germany to West Germany, and he told them that he was going to go visit his aunt who lives in West Germany, and they let him through. But from West Germany, he immigrated to Canada. Because he was 18, he was going to be drafted into the Nazi army. And he got out before he was drafted in by Hitler. My mom's mom was born in Alberta, Canada, I believe. I'm pretty sure she was. And her father was born in Canada as well. We're not quite sure which province he was born. Well, my mom isn't sure anyways. But she thinks it might be Ontario. But either way, the province doesn't entirely matter. He was born in Canada. And her father was born in Canada, though we aren't sure which province. My mom's grandma grew up in Boston, and in Boston, Massachusetts, in the U.S., and her parents were settlers from England during or around the time of the American Revolution. As for my Christian history, it starts when I was around 4 years old. I did not really understand the concept of what I was being told by my mom sitting on my bed and being told to me. Well, I don't remember being sure of what I was being told, because I was 4 years old and I didn't really understand it. But I prayed the prayer. I prayed the salvation prayer anyways, because I was told it was a good thing to do. After that, I loved God a lot, but when my mom came in on me dancing in my room, I stopped because I was embarrassed, and I thought that in a way I kind of felt like I was being mocked for dancing. I don't entirely remember why. I don't entirely remember why I felt embarrassed or thought that I was being mocked for it, but I remember feeling that way. I don't entirely remember why I was feeling that way. When I was 7 years old, I said the prayer again, but it was just to get my mom off my back, and I just wasn't into it. I didn't see the point because I didn't see any proof that it was really a good thing to be a Christian. I felt that no one was a good example of a good Christian. Everyone just seemed to go through the motions at church and then would act differently at home. After that, I just started going through the motions to make my parents happy and to not make my parents look bad, because I was something of shaming my parents is kind of like a fear, is a small fear of mine, always has been, because if I shame my parents, then I shame myself, because I come from them, and what people see the parents as, they usually see the kids as well. So in a way it was protecting them, but it was also protecting me, or at least that's what I came to the conclusion of. I became good at hiding my feelings and acting like I cared about life. Honestly, I didn't care about life at all, and I started to live by the exclamation YOLO you only live once. When I started playing on lacrosse teams, I learned to not care what people thought and that it was a goal to defeat them. And once you did, you moved up in the eyes of the other players. Now that I think about it, it's kind of like a gang. I guess that's just how the world works. Once you start defeating people and you seem better than them, then people see you as better than them and see you as higher up in the ranks, I guess, of how good you are as a player and as, I guess, a kid in society. I conformed to their ways of living, to the secular way of living and acting, because when I did, I felt accepted and happier than I ever did as living like a Christian. As living like a Christian, when I was 12 to 14, 15, like around there, I felt like I was being watched all the time and that I was being judged for everything I was doing. And technically, as it says in the Bible, you are being judged for every idle word you say and every action that you make. And if you don't repent for it, then it's going to be remembered and it's going to be brought up at the judgment. But once you repent for it and everything like that, then it's forgotten, it's thrown into the lake of forgetfulness, and it won't be brought up again. And that's also another thing. As I was living as a Christian, before I started just conforming to them, to the secular way of life, everything I did wrong kept being brought up, and that I was constantly being judged for it, even though I did my best to apologize for it to the person that it happened to and to God. So that's also another reason why I didn't feel accepted as a Christian and acting as a Christian, because I thought that's how it was. Obviously no one wants that. No one's comfortable with that. No one's down for that. But at the beginning of April, this past month, I went on a missions trip to Kailua Kona, Hawaii with a group from Anchor Academy, which is my school. It was there that I got a fresh perspective on life and on how important my faith is, but not just to me, but to everyone else in the world, and everyone that I come in contact to, everyone that I talk to, everyone that I become friends with, and that see me, my actions and what I say may or may not affect where they go when they die. Because if we, as Christians, if we don't act like God, but we are acting like absolute jerks, then what happened to me when I was 7 or 6 or 7 to just recently, then they won't want to be a Christian, because they're not a Christian. They won't be in heaven when they die. They'll be in hell. So it's very important how we act and how we treat other people, because it may or may not affect their decision, their final decision on life. I learned the difference between true Christianity, Christ standards, and how Christ lived, and fake Christianity, the way of life I grew up with. Everyone just going through the motions at church, and then when they get home, they act like a totally different person. They act mean, they act horrible to their kids, to other people. They get angry so quickly when in church they act like a complete angel. But outside of church, they're absolutely horrible, and to the point where you question whether or not they are Christians. What I love most about living for God is that He doesn't make promises that He doesn't intend to keep, and that He is always there for you and He will never abandon you. It seems to me that in a lot of relationships that I've been in, outside of family, friends. Like, no human's perfect. And that's also what I love about God, is that He's perfect and that He won't make any mistakes. And like, for humans outside of family, for friends, boyfriends, they make promises that they just don't intend to keep, and then the time comes for them to keep it, and it just breaks your heart when you realize that they don't intend to keep it. And it's an absolute horrible feeling when that happens, but it's so wonderful to know that there is actually someone that cares about you and that makes promises that they will keep, and that you can rely on them, and that you can count on them to keep that promise. And really, God is the only person that you can completely 100% put your trust in, because anyone else can fail you. And unless they're close to God, they will fail you at one point or another. And it's really something that I love about Him. My hero, growing up, I've never had a hero or heroine, and the past 3 months or so, sometime past 3 months, 3, 4, 5 months, or something like that, I came across a vlogger from LA, California, named Logan Paul, and he has over time become my hero. In a way, my hero, he's someone I look up to completely, because he constantly breaks the molds. Like, there's more than one mold in society, but he constantly breaks that mold. He breaks all of those molds, and he doesn't care what other people think or say about him or how he does things and how he acts. His motto is, be a maverick. And he says that at the end of almost every single recent vlog that he does. And he only just started saying that because he was putting out merch and stuff, but he wanted something that he stood for, that he could say, yeah, this is mine, this is what I stand for. And he has his parrot named Maverick, and he forgot why he even named Maverick. He explains this in a couple of his videos. But the word maverick means unorthodox or independent-minded person. What I admire about him, about Logan Paul, is that he is not afraid to be a maverick. He's not afraid to be unique. He's not afraid to be unorthodox. In fact, he makes it part of he purposely goes out of his way every single day to be a maverick, to be unorthodox, and to do things that we would usually do just normally according to society, but he would do it a different way. He would make a different way to complete it, but it would be the same outcome or even better. And he just makes a point of breaking the molds and being unorthodox and an independent-minded person. And that's really what I admire about him, because he's just not afraid, and he's unique. He makes a point of it, and he encourages young people to be unique, to be someone that can be a role model to someone else. As for my symbol for who I am and for my relationship with God, it would be a sword with a rose wrapped around it. I'll put a picture of that right up here. Yeah, so at one point I had a backwards henna of that on this arm right here, and I plan to get a tattoo, an actual tattoo, permanent tattoo of it in that same place because of what it means to me. I chose this because I like to think that the sword describes my physical strength, and that the rose describes my love and emotional strength. And I believe that it also describes my relationship with God By him, he is the sword, and my life is the rose. The sword represents strength, his strength, while the rose represents my tender life. And my tender life being built around his strength, and that he is the one that holds me up, he is the one that strengthens me, and he is the one that protects me. And I believe that is one. In the past I related to me and a guy, or just my emotional and physical strength. But when I really started thinking about it and what it means for between me and God, for me and my relationship with God, it is actually a more prominent reason than all the others. That it means more to me now than it did when it was just those meanings. For my goal for the next 5 years, it lies in the beautiful island of Honolulu, Hawaii. And well, it's based in that island. I was there for the Kona missions trip, and the place where YWAM Ships is at is Kona Bay on Honolulu Island. Hey, there you go, got it. So on June 10th, I will be graduating from high school. And I got all my graduation stuff right over there on the back of my door, and it's taunting me and teasing me that in a month and around 8 days, yeah, a month and 8 days from today, I will be graduating, which is extremely daunting, especially because I am very much not prepared school-wise for it. Okay. I'm starting to actually freak out. I am gonna get all my stuff to you guys, talking to my teachers. I'm sorry. I'm working on it, sort of. On June 10th, I will be graduating high school. Hey, dab. However, from fall of 2017 to April 2018, I will be taking an extra year of high school because I'm graduating a year early. So from fall of 2017 to like summer around there of 2018, it is my technical grade 12 year, so I get it free. So I might as well do more courses that I didn't get in before I graduate. And the courses that I'll be taking in that time period, like psychology 12, sociology 11, photography 12, and I'm pretty sure, and accounting 12. Those are all courses that I will be taking with me into my next phase of life in Hawaii. And my next phase starts on around April 4th, 2018, or yeah, around that time, when I fly back out to Kailua Kona, Hawaii to YWAM Ships base, where I got a whole new perspective and all that, so it's all coming back, it's all circling back and stuff, which is absolutely amazing. It's great, and I am so excited, really. I am really so excited. YWAM stands for Youth with a Mission, and it is a youth missions ministry where young people from ages 18 and up are trained in discipleship and are sent into other countries to spread the word and love of God, to places that have not been reached before and that are so far out that most people don't know about them, except for YWAM and organizations that are working with YWAM. And if you're at all interested in checking YWAM out and their Facebook page and all their Facebook page for ships, YWAM Ships, and the normal YWAM, or just general YWAM, will be down in the description. Go check them out. I completely recommend it. You may decide to do it. but that's completely up to you, and that's completely a different story. It is with honor and excitement to say that I have been accepted by YWAM and will be one of these young people that are trained in discipleship. And that is why I'm going there next April, to be trained and be sent out abroad. And that is for like 5 months. The DTS is for 5 months, 5 or 6 months, something like that. But after that, I'll be coming back to Hawaii from wherever I'm sent to. And if I'm able to get a job for a year from September 2018 to September 19th, then I will be doing that. If I can't, then I'll probably be either just volunteering at YWAM or I'll be coming back home. I'm not sure. I think that's probably going to be something that, that's probably going to be something that I decide at the time. But in September of 2019, I plan to attend the University of Nations in Hawaii, which is a U of N, short for University of Nations, is a university that does further training of DTS students in areas of their choice. There's Trailblazers, which is the first group that go into Trailblazers is the first group that go into unreached places and do like all the bushwhacking. They beat the paths, they find the people, and they start getting set up for further missions to the indigenous people of that island. And I plan to be trained in the area of psychology and become a counselor for young people in the world. I don't know if I will be sent out during or after my counseling schooling, after my psychology schooling at the University of Nations. But if I am, then I want to be able to reach out to the young people of the nations that I am sent to, and be able to put them back together with the help of God and with the Word of God and with the love of God, in a way that I felt like I wasn't able to have until this past month. That is my plan for the next 5 years or so. Probably longer than 5 years. I don't know how long university is gonna take. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, comment, click right here, click right here to subscribe. Click over here for my last video where I talked about missions, or the missions trip that I went on with a group from my school. It's kind of funny, but it's really enlightening if you're interested in missions and a little bit of insight of what volunteers do at YWAM. And click over here for my last non-vlog. I guess it's either going to be most popular video of mine, or it's going to be